First of all, I want to thank the organization for the opportunity to present the Aquanetix software, the Aquanetix Broodstock software that was developed with support from this project. Okay, and I wanted to, and I hope that in this short presentation, I'll give you an idea of why I think this software can be a useful tool for both scientists working in fish research, but also for hatcheries doing genetic selection and generally managing their broodstock. Okay, and that they can have data organized in a standard database, and not the usual Excels that are the very popular tool for storing and analyzing data in these types of projects. So Aquanetix, as it is a cloud-based farm management software. So it's an application that was developed for to support fish and shrimp farmers understand, control what's happening in their production, and optimize by understanding how each stock in production is performing. And basically what it does, it allows you to trace the fish from the time that you stock the eggs or the fry until the time that you harvest, or the time or even the sale of the product. Okay, so it has that full traceability, and it has a core algorithm that at every step of every event that you record in a fish group, like a mortality or a feeding, it automatically recreates the new status of that group of fish, and it recalculates all the KPIs, etc. Okay, the data is stored in one place. It belongs to the organization, which is very important. You know, unlike when the farm manager leaves the company and takes the Excel and all the data of the company. Now, in here, Aquanetix belongs to the company. The data is there. Okay. It's very easy to collect data through a mobile app or through a web application. We have a BI tool, a business intelligence tool, that allows you to have reports, dashboards of your data. But you can also export this data into the standard CSVs or Excel formats for further analysis. Okay. What we did with this project, within this project, was to develop what we call Aquanetix Broodstock. Okay, where now it traces individually tagged fish through the system. So now it's not only tracing a group of fish, but now you can actually track each individually tagged fish and know where it is and what is happening and what events are linked to that fish specifically. Okay. Again, the data is stored in one place in a standard way that can be extracted for analysis, and it belongs to the organization. Okay. It is again use the same platform for data collection, also the mobile app and the web dashboard, and we also have the BI tool for data analysis. Okay, so basically from this scheme where you have a group of fish that you stock, you feed, you transfer to another tank or cage, you feed, you transfer again until you harvest, we added this possibility of tagging a fish. The fish enters the system, you sample, you do whatever you do to that fish, move it around the system with different tanks from tank to tank until its fish is either dead or removed from the system. And we kind of combine this now, and now we can not only trace the individual fish, but also things that are common. For example, when you feed the tank, you don't feed individual fish. You feed the tank, or the temperature of the water is not for the individual fish, it's for the tank. So you now have these two sets of data together in one place. Okay. Now, tagging fish, you all know, but I will say anyway, we use PIT tags, passive integrated transponders, which are little chips with a little coil. They are in a glass, embedded in glass. Okay. This coil means that when an electromagnetic field approaches the tag, the chip sends there's a little radio thing and sends a unique code. You tag fish like this with a gun, and the tag stays inside the fish. And so far, no fish complain, so the fish live normally with the tag. Okay. Now, as an example, I'm going to give you example just to understand how the software, what the software does. Okay, two examples. One is a case of more of a research facility. Okay, we'll use the example of Dinos Milonas fish reproduction group at HCMR in Crete. Okay, this facility is a large facility. There are many tanks with hundreds, perhaps thousands of fish, all of them tagged. Okay, this type of facilities, like you all know, you are familiar with these. They run experiments. Usually, you have projects, and the project runs an experiment. Another group runs another experiment. Okay, can be physiology, reproduction, pathology, etc. Okay. You usually in these facilities you have a high turnover of staff. People come in and leave. They do their project for 2 or 3 years and they leave. You have often put in students to do the slave work and feed at weekends, at night, on the Saturdays, things like that. Okay, there is a lot of data collection in these facilities. Okay, there is not a lot of standardization. Every experiment looks at a different thing, different data types. Okay. And analysis is usually complex as well. Okay. I will give an example of fictitious hatchery. I will call it NewTechAqua. Okay, they are running a genetic selection program for sea bass. This is a different story. Okay, again, thousands of broodstock tagged. Okay, it's a long-term project. These projects last many generations of fish, so can be tens of years sometimes. Okay. There are specific protocols that have to be run on a daily basis, husbandry protocols, okay, and specific data types depending on what you are selecting for. Growth, is it fillet yield, is it disease resistance, whatever it is that you are selecting for, okay. Again, high volumes of data and the decisions on a day-to-day basis depend on a continuous analysis of that data. If you are doing selection, if you are moving fish around. Okay. This is an example of the HCMR office. I have this picture. They have a special thanks to the team there. They have helped in setting up, defining the features of this part of Aquanetix. Okay, and they are using the software for about 2 years now. And they have helped us a lot debugging and improving the software. Okay. And what they got in exchange was a way where their data is organized in a way, for example, it is very easy for them to find their fish. We have a filter system where you can filter by sex, by species, by tank, by origin, etc. And you can very easily find what species, if you are selecting species for a specific experiment. Very easily, you know where you find where these fish are, with who they are, because they are tagged. Okay. They can also have a very clear view of all their tanks with their broodstock. What is the species, the batch, the batch code, the number of males, number of females, biomass of males and females in each tank, a history of egg production in the last few days. They can set up the photo period. So they have a lot of information about their stocks, very easily recorded, okay? And they record a lot of data, the day-to-day data, using a mobile app where all the events, you can actually record transfers of fish, collections of eggs, mortalities of tagged fish directly in the mobile app on the spot. We believe that for data to be more reliable, you should actually collect this information when things happen. So that's why we have put quite a lot of effort in having a lot of these things doable through the mobile app. Okay. When there is a batch of eggs collected, from some of their experimental tanks, they record the information, number of eggs, viable eggs, they can record the development stage of the eggs, etc. And if they want, they can stock the eggs in an incubator for looking for hatching rates, or they can just dump if they are not interested. Okay. When fish move from one tank to another, it is very easy to record this. This is on the mobile app or also on the dashboard, and you can actually find the tag of the fish that you moved, and you recorded this fish moved there. The software keeps a full traceability about this fish. Okay. You feed the fish, you record the feeding, you measure oxygen, temperature, pH, whatever you measure, you can record it by hand, or if you have systems set up with sensors in your facility, you can also get that data automatically and almost in real time into Aquanetix. Okay. Now, one thing that we invested quite a bit was giving you, due to the versatility of information that you record in this type of experiments. Okay, we allow users to define their own sampling types. For example, if you are doing an experiment where you are injecting some hormone, this is not my field, so some hormone in fish, and you're trying to do different hormones, for example, HRH or human something CH, and you can define a variable for that, and then you check the tag of the fish with the reader. I put this hormone in this fish, and the system knows that this fish has got that hormone. Okay. If you are doing a pathology experiment with, for example, bacteriophage or something, you can have a variable which for this bacteriophage, I injected this fish with this bacteriophage, and then you're going to trace this fish in the system and see what happened to it. And the data, the system knows that this is the fish that was treated like that. Okay. Experiments, you are always running different experiments. They start, they end from your facility. If you decide to run an experiment on some specific tanks, what you can do is you create a site, a virtual site in the software with the tanks that you are using for this experiment. You can allocate some people to this site, so these people can only see that data, can only input and edit data from that site. Okay, so somehow you create a little sandbox, and you can run your experiment, get your data, get your analysis, and once the analysis is done, you have your reports, etc. You write your papers. You close the site, and the site disappears from site, but the data is there. Okay. If in a few years later someone else in the laboratory makes another experiment on another bacteriophage or something and wants to see what past experiments on bacteriophages were done, the data is there, and they can be able to access it and use it and use it for comparison. Okay. In the genetic selection projects, okay. These facilities, again, many fish, all tagged. You can have different types of measurements that you are recording throughout the system. But typically, and the example here is, okay, you are looking for growth and fillet yield. For fillet yield, you can use condition factor as an indicator. Also, can use body shape. Sometimes body shape is not a simple variable to look at. You can have many dimensions, okay? But you can create all these variables and then track the sample and record the sampling of this fish like that, okay? In this example, you have your broodstock, you incubate the eggs, then you hatch, you grow, move them to a nursery site. You do a couple of rounds of mass selection, and then you tag some fish, do paternity testing. The microsatellite genotyping can be another variable that you store in the system. Okay, do parental assignment. You select from each family 50, 100 fish, grow them together, and then you track individual performance of these fish but now they are tagged. Okay, this is an example of how something like that would happen. These are some example of variables that you can set up, like some microsatellite loci, condition factor, body shape, etc. Okay. And the result is that all this data is stored in the software, is stored in an organized way. You can look at it this generation, in the next generation, in the next generation, and the information is all there in the same standard way. Okay, so hopefully the message I would like to take is that the Aquanetix Broodstock allows hatchery managers and fish research scientists to track information, okay, of individually tagged fish. Data can be easily collected in the web dashboard or in the mobile app. Okay, we have the Yellowfin BI is a business intelligence platform that you can use to analyze data, but you can also export all the data in Excel, in CSV, in whatever format that your favorite apps use. And the data remains in the organization. It does not disappear once the paper is written and the scientist leaves. Okay, the data belongs to the organization and can be recalled and used and analyzed and compared later in time. Okay. feel free to contact me. Check us out on this website. Aquanetix now belongs to the company InnovaSea, and we have in Greece now a branch of the InnovaSea company. Okay, I'd like to thank again the NewTechAqua project for funding this project, the team at HCMR for the support, and the dev team at Aquanetix, especially Yorgos Daniel that is in the back there for all the work done in this project. Thank you.